E.N.D here, one last shot, one last game with this deck, Naya Enchantments, a deck that I managed to hit Mythic multiple times in Magic Arena. Opening hand, it's okay. I already have the Naya colors, the three Naya colors, white, red and green. Let's put in play a Sundown Pass. I don't have a 1-drop. My opponent, blue and red, is it colors? Probably is it dragons. A forest and my Jukai Naturalist. Jukai Naturalist is a very important creature in this particular deck. Make enchantments come and play earlier than usual because that's one generic mana less. My opponent, Fable of the Mirror Breaker, a very good enchantment. And I think even after the rotation, that card will continue to still play. Rune for Champion. Let's search for a rune. Let's choose the Rune of Might. Rune for Champion and Jukai Naturalist together, they are very, very strong combination, very good synergy. I can play any rune for free. My Jukai Naturalist is already at a 4-4. Let's swing. Okay, he didn't block. I'm at 24, he's at 16. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Discard up to 2 cards and then draw that many cards. Very good enchantment, extremely good. Was underestimated during the spoiler and release. Then after a couple of weeks everyone realized how good that card is and it started to see more and more play and spiking in price. My opponent, Hall of the Storm, 3 untapped lands. At this stage, he swing with the goblin. I'm going to block. I think that's the best option at this stage. He can kill my Rune for Champion, but killing the goblin is very important. Another Fable of the Mirror Breaker, another one. Okay, that means that my Rune for Champion is alive. Let's put the Generous Visitor. Let's put Plains and let's put my Fable of the Mirror Breaker and pump my Jukai Naturalist. There's my goblin. Nice. At this stage I can swing with both creatures, but I'm going to leave behind Rune for Champion only because if he's going to swing with goblin, with the Goblin Shaman, I can block. The other 2 creatures, my goblin and Generous Visitor, would die from damage from goblin, from his Goblin Shaman. Reflection of the Kikijiki comes in play, and the other Fable of the Mirror Breaker will let my opponent discard up to 2 cards and then draw that many cards. It's very useful if you have a lot of lands in hand or no lands in hand. Usually that's the best option. There's a land in the graveyard and he draw a card. 5, currently 5 mana. He's swinging for a treasure. 6 mana, that means 6 mana. Okay, I block again. Let's see if he has a spike in hand. Okay, Spike Field Hazard. I thought so. I thought so. That was my best option, blocking with Rune for Champion. But I have another Rune for Champion in hand. I'm going to discard 2 lands. Let's see. Okay, Kami and the Fable, but I need to play my Bozeo. I could have used that Bozeo to destroy one of the Reflection of Kikijiki. I can play the Kami. Yes, let's play the Kami. Then let's put in play the other Rune for Champion. Let's tutor for a nice rune. Let's tutor for a nice rune. Rune of Sustenance. The one that gives lifelink. Let's put that on the Kami. And let's put a +1/+1 counter on my goblin. What are you going to do? No counters. No fade. Fading Hope, okay, I thought so. That's why I put the +1/+1 counter on another creature and not on the Kami. At this stage I can swing with 2 creatures. Create a treasure token. You always need some extra, let's say, some extra way to provide mana. Treasure tokens are very, very strong in this game, especially in standard. What are you going to do? He's thinking. It's a very nice game, very nice tactical game. March of Swirling Mist. Okay, my 2 creatures face out, but I still have the treasure. I still generated the treasure. 2 Reflection of Kiki-Jiki in play for my opponent. There's Leer, Disciple of the Drowned. Okay, now things are getting interesting. Leer let you play cards from the graveyard. And he has 2 Spikefield Hazards, 1 Fading Hope and 1 March. Which is not bad, and 1 card in hand. I have a Legion Angel, I have a Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Let's put that in play. Let's start. I'm going to put that +1/+1 on the... He didn't play this Spikefield Hazard. I thought he was going to play the Spikefield Hazard on my Genesis Visitor. Very strange. Very strange. I think he's saving those for something else. I'm sure about it. I attacked with the Goblin Shaman only to create a treasure token. I'm sure he's going to block that Goblin. I still have 1 card in hand and my opponent doesn't know that's a Legion Angel. So I'm just risking my Goblin. Probably is going to block it with Leer. Yes, he'll block it with Leer. He knows that this deck doesn't have cards like Play with Fire that deals direct damage. Let's put the Legion Angel in play. Yes, let's put it in play. Have enough mana thanks to those treasures. He still have a Fading Hope. He still have those 2 spikes. But he cannot counter my creature. Leer, Disciple of the Drone, doesn't let you counter any spell. Expressive Iteration. He wants to find a particular... He's digging that deck for something, for a particular card. I'm sure about it. Expressive Iteration. There's a mountain. Usually these colors they play the... Is it dragons usually? So, Goldspan Dragon. I think he's trying to dig in that deck for the Goldspan Dragon. I have that Legion Angel, which can help me block flying creatures. At this stage, I'm not going to discard nothing. Let's try to create a Legion Angel token, but I think he's going to play that Fading Hope on that Legion Angel. I think so. No. Yes. What are you going to do? Come on. Very mind game. Very mind game. Fading Hope. Okay, I thought so. I don't mind. Let's try Circle of Confinement. +1/+1 on the Kami. Okay. In hand has the March. Let's remove 1 of the Reflection of Kiki-Jiki. He still can tap the Reflection of Kiki-Jiki to create another Reflection of Kiki-Jiki. Yes, that's what he did. But you used 1 mana. Let's put my Legion Angel that was bounced to my hand, and let's search for another Legion Angel. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do, I think I can swing with the Kami and Jukai Naturalist. Goblin Shaman will create a treasure token. He needs to block, or he needs to find a way. Probably is going to do to play again the March to face out my 2 big creatures and then block the Goblin. But the Goblin Okay, he created another reflection of Kiki-Jiki. That trick, you can create multiple reflection of Kiki-Jiki. That trick is useful if you have cards like Meat Hook Massacre, that you will create multiple reflection of Kiki-Jiki, then those will die at the end of the turn, and when your creature dies and you have Meat Hook Massacre, it deals 1 damage to target opponent. So, it is there's March of the Swirling Mist, I thought so. So my 2 creatures phase out, and probably he's just going to block the goblin with one of, no, he just blocked with Lear, Disciple of the Drone. Okay, nothing special there. So my opponent has Expressive Iteration, 2 spikes and 2 cards in hand. Available mana 8, 6 lands and 2 treasures. I'm sure he's trying to dig. There's the Goldspan Dragon. Okay, probably top deck. My opponent got lucky there. I think it was a top deck. Even if it wasn't top deck, the Expressive Iteration would have digged that creature out of that deck. Now he can spike the Goldspan Dragon to create multiple treasures, and that dragon can get quite scary and big. Remember, Goldspan Dragon has haste, but I don't know if my opponent is aware that I still have a Legion Angel in play, and Legion Angel is the only creature that can block a flying creature. He's flying, can block flying. There's the spike, so spike the dragon, create a treasure token. I think he's going to do the same thing. He's going to spike the dragon. No, unexpected windfall. He's discarding cards and drawing cards. So he's discarding cards that he doesn't need and drawing cards. And there's a Jewari Disruption. But that card is useless because Lear doesn't let you counter any spells. Spike the dragon, create treasure tokens. I think he's digging that deck for something. I'm sure about it. Discarding lands, okay, discarding cards that he doesn't need. He can use Reflection of Kiki-Jiki to create another Goldspan Dragon, but that means that he's going to deal 8, that's what he did. He's going to deal 8 damage. At this stage I cannot risk that damage. I cannot risk all that damage, so I'm going to block with my Legion Angel. He swings with the 2 Goldspan Dragon, creating 2 treasure tokens. I'm going to block with Legion Angel. I don't know if he noticed that I had a Legion Angel, but probably that was the best option. I'm going to block Galvanic Iteration. Okay, he's going to combo off. I have 34 life. I hope they are enough. I have 34 life. Another Galvanic Iteration. Thanks to Lear. What are you going to do? You're going to pump up that Goldspan Dragon. I'm sure he's going to pump up that Goldspan Dragon. Show of confidence. An instant with Storm. Okay, Storm. The Storm mechanic has a Storm scale of 10. So instead of putting that mechanic on that card, they just put a bunch of decks, which means it's Storm. That dragon token will get big. Quite big. Show of confidence, putting +1/+1 counters on the Goldspan Dragon. Even though it's a token, it's still a target and it's still going to create treasure tokens. So it's going to have a lot and a lot of mana. A lot and a lot of treasures with a lot and a lot of mana. That dragon is 14/14. Show of confidence is in the graveyard, therefore he can play it again. I hope I have enough life to survive this turn. If I survive this turn, another show of confidence, obviously. Let's see. That dragon will get big and big. I hope I have enough mana. If I have enough, I hope I have enough life. If I survive this turn, I think I can go for doing only one card in hand for my opponent. Only one card in hand. And I think I can go for doing if I survive this turn. If this was a game of who has more treasure tokens wins, probably my opponent have already won. 19 treasure tokens and I have only one. That dragon is 23-23 and he just conceded. That dragon was 23-23. My Legion Angel blocked one of his dragons. He didn't have enough power to kill me and he just conceded. I told you, one last shot, one last game with this wonderful game. This is my way of saying farewell to a very good standard deck. Subscribe to my channel for more and more interesting videos about Magic the Gathering and the collectible world.